True Hoops' Henry Abbott reporting today that a source close to Damian Lillard says in the days to come, he's going to request a trade.
Dun, dun, dun.
You know, I did grow up in the Portland area. I worked in the market. I covered the Trailblazers for over a decade, and people have been asking me, does this suck for you? No, it doesn't. No, I don't get all that excited about their opportunity to win the championship anymore because I've just been so beaten down. And I think chances are slim to none that you're able to build a supporting cast around a superstar player that doesn't defend great. So I've sort of acknowledged that their chances of winning a championship are slim, and I'm excited about the possibility of Lillard going somewhere else and winning a championship, you know, and hopefully that could be the Mavericks. I mean, I now split my allegiance between the Mavericks and the Trailblazers, and if he would come to the Mavericks, I would be so excited. I think it would almost be too good to be true, which is kind of the premise of the question on a scale of 1 to 10. Do you think it's realistic that Lillard could come to the Dallas Mavericks? Trying to break down this story and look at the possibilities, I don't think it's possible. I'm going to say less than a 1% chance. But
less than a 1?
Less than a 1. But his relationship with Jason Kidd, his relationship with Nico Harrison, maybe it's setting up that he is going to say, I figured out who I want to play with. Please send me to the Dallas Mavericks. And if that happens, then, you know, the chances significantly go up that you could get him. But it's just like if you're going to work a 3-team trade, it still involves Porzingis, you know? So you got to send Porzingis to a team that looks at him somewhat close to Damian Lillard's value. Maybe that would have been doable 4 or 5 years ago when Lillard was a youngster and it was like, is he a top 15 or top 20 player? Maybe it was doable then. But the way he's played over the last 2 years has now put him in the conversation as a top 5 or 6 player in the game. And I think Porzingis' value is at an all-time low and Lillard's is at an all-time high. So there you have it. That's sort of my thoughts on it.
I don't know, man. I think after he heard about this getting out, he's like, who snitched? We're trying to play a pickup game at Team USA. I'm just vibing.
Yeah.
Next thing you know.
Yeah, that was the speculation Fish told us about last hour, that maybe in Las Vegas he's hanging out with the guys and he's a little bit more candid, thinking this is just between you and me, and maybe somebody told somebody else something or somebody got excited, or maybe, as the media tends to do, they're just making something up out of thin air. But when Dame says something specific, I think you can take that to the bank.
Yeah, I mean, and even his Nurkic, the teammates come out and started talking about, like, he went after the author of the story. I mean, this is in the last hour that, you know, he was calling the guy like a clown and all that stuff. And Henry Abbott didn't back down. He says, he's come awfully close to saying it himself. Has he told you different? And he says, and then Nurkic got back and said, what a clown, bro. Keep it up. That kind of thing. So, this is all stuff. This is, you always wonder.
Well, let me say real quick, the writer is from Portland.
I know.
And is dialed.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. And to me, that's, and
he might have gotten bad information, but I don't think he's making it up. I don't think he's a clown.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. But that's to me, that's one of those things. Let me ask you this, though, what you guys know about Dame. Is he a guy that kind of wants the spotlight? He wants the people to talk about him? Is he a guy that will kind of leak something?
I think he's a stoic. I don't think he gets mixed up in stuff like that.
Okay, because there's some of these players that love to hear them, people talking about him or talking about themselves.
He likes to be known as loyal to his city, which is Portland,
sure,
and not bouncing around.
Yeah.
He's like, you don't love the grind. I love the grind.
Right.
But he wants to win. Now, this is where he did say something, or he didn't say something that made me say, okay, something got out the bag, because he didn't say, I ain't going nowhere. He didn't say that. Yeah. He said, I haven't decided what I'm going to do yet. And when I do, I'm going to talk to my team. He said, I haven't decided.
Yeah. I just didn't know if he was a guy that, that sometimes these athletes, they like to see their name being out there, being mentioned, and like, look at,
So they throw out a little bait.
Yeah, throw out a little bait, a little chum and all that, get some reaction. And all of a sudden the whole world's talking about him, and it becomes, something that, again, we kind of speculate, could he go here? Could he, because right now here we're talking about him coming to Dallas. I'm sure at New York they're talking about, whoa, we could get him, and the other teams. So it's good fodder to kind of talk about, but I just wondered if he was one of those guys that likes to
you never
see
know
his name.
You never know what is truly inside somebody, right? We're all, a lot of people just a personality and then your inner thoughts, but he's never given any indication that, he'd be into that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Okay.